So what do we mean when we say lift heavy? First thing is getting strong. The ability to produce force against external resistance. We mean compound movements that use multiple joints like the squat, clean, press, and deadlift. This means using 85 to 100% of maximal effort, which translates to a rep range of about 1 to 5. Most importantly, this means barbells.
Can you get stronger dealing with the 5 basic barbell exercises and adding 5 pounds of workout to your squat and your deadlift for as many months as that process lasts? Or do you get stronger dancing around in the floor with 5-pound dumbbells with one foot in front of you and the other one on a Bosu ball in the back, changing hands with the dumbbell? Which way do you get stronger? See, this isn't really complicated, is it? Some tools work better than others for making us stronger. And if strength is what we are trying to accomplish, then we need to have a logical analysis about the best way to spend our time in the gym, don't we?
So why are heavy barbells better in general than machines, cables, and dumbbells? They use the most amount of muscle mass. They use the greatest effective range of motion. They use the greatest load, thus recruiting the most available motor units, unlike medium intensity in the bodybuilding range. They have the greatest combined carryover to other exercises. They have the greatest training economy. You get the most physical adaptation for the work done. Simple programming. You only require a bar, some plates, and to learn how to correctly perform 5 or 6 exercises. The alternative is to do what everyone else is doing. 30 different exercises with bands, balls, cables, kettlebells, dumbbells, and machines. It exposes muscle imbalances and weak points that don't manifest under submaximal loads. They activate fast-twitch muscle fibers which are dormant until near maximal effort has occurred. This is roughly half the body's muscle fibers that are getting neglected at low and medium intensity contractions. There is a trickle-down effect to lighter lifts and daily activities. Compare 2 guys. Joe Roofer, with 10 years experience hauling around 40 pounds of shingles all day long, and the rookie roofer with 6 months experience and has a 600-pound deadlift. Who's going to have the easier time carrying around all that shit all day? The stronger person. This same logic applies to sports and athleticism, where currently modern strength and conditioning coaches are taking athletes in the gym and having them mimic movements they see performed on the field, rather than building on the foundation of strength and power that inherently enables them to perform those movements in the first place. You're doing it wrong.
This is called functional training. And it's a profound misunderstanding of specificity. Here we take a group of 55 athletes who have specifically been recruited for their athletic ability. They may or may not be very strong, but they've all got a big vertical jump. And what does the strength and conditioning department do? Display their athleticism. They have them do games on the floor where they explode and twist and turn and do all the other things that we know they can already do because that's why we hired them. But if the strength and conditioning department is pretending like a 500-pound deadlift doesn't matter, and they're just dancing around on the floor with balls and 12-pound dumbbells and balancing and all that other shit. This is why the kid can already do that. What can we certainly improve over time? Strength. We can always improve. We understand that very, very well. We know we can get these kids stronger. And if we can, we need to. Because if all we do is get them stronger, every other aspect of physical display improves. That's the most bang for the buck.
You're telling me if Peyton Manning could squat 455 times 5, he'd perform better on the field?
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. And more importantly, what I'm telling you is it's not a difficult process to get him there. So why not do it? I do know that the Williams girls are the biggest, strongest female tennis players on the circuit right now. Do you think that's relevant? And if you do think that's relevant, then why won't you squat, deadlift,
and press.
So what does all this look like in practice? 3 to 4 day a week program in which you are focused on 4 to 6 core lifts, wherein you are increasing your weight each time you come into the gym until you reach the intermediate stage, where your strength gains are no longer strictly linear. Examples are starting strength, strong list 5x5, GCCL, or 5-3-1. For most people, it's going to require a bit of coaching to get the lift, technique, and form perfectly right. You might need to hire someone to train you.
This is another reason why it makes sense to hire somebody to help you with your training, because there's a lot of ways to screw this up. And in fact, new ways to screw this up are being invented every single day. It's like a cottage industry. How do I fuck up this extremely simple program?
But what's this I hear? I believe I can hear your protests from here in my office. You're saying, I have no interest in pulling a 600-pound deadlift. I just want to lose weight, achieve a general level of fitness, whatever that means. Just want to feel better and get healthy. Improve my posture. Get a beach body for the summer. I need to strengthen my core first before I do squats or deadlifts.
Can you not see that the process by which a 400-pound squat is acquired develops the ability to stabilize the spine by developing all of the muscles that do so in the most functional way it is possible to imagine? That getting strong enough to stabilize the spine while pulling 500 pounds off the floor strengthens the muscles that stabilize the spine. Can you not appreciate the ability of barbell training to precisely adjust the load to the ability of the athlete as he develops his core strength?
I'm an athlete training for an endurance competition. Why should I invest time training for anything other than my immediate goal? Did you know that strength and strength training is the basis for all 11 components of physical fitness? 5 of which are skills related, 6 are health related. Meaning, if you develop strength through barbell training, all of these other components will improve to some degree. Alright, let's break it down real quick here. First thing we're going to improve is strength, obviously, which is a measure of force production against external resistance. And power, which is force times velocity. Accuracy. A 2011 study looked at the relationship between strength and performance in golf, measured by driving distance and accuracy, and found a positive correlation, unsurprisingly. Balance and coordination. With strength training, your balance and coordination will improve, as will your posture. Most importantly, if you have poor flexibility and balance, strength training can reduce your risk of falling by as much as 40%, a crucial benefit, especially as you get older. This one may seem counterintuitive, but believe it or not, strength training at high intensity improves cardiovascular function. Speed. Someone is faster if the fast twitch muscle fibers propelling them are stronger. Stamina. Training for endurance has a negative effect on strength, and especially power. Training for strength has a positive effect on endurance. Therefore, a stronger athlete has more stamina due to increased training economy. It should be noted that the opposite does not apply in the reverse situation. Someone training for marathons will not have an improved sprint. Likewise, someone using light dumbbells for high repetitions will not improve their maximal strength. Mobility is a measure of a joint's ability to move through its full range of motion. Think about what we're doing in a strength training routine. The squat and the overhead press require a great amount of mobility to do correctly.
Do you understand the full range of motion nature of correctly performed barbell exercises, and that as a result, the full range of motion is actually improved while being strengthened at the same time?
Beyond these 11 physical characteristics, strength training protects bone health and muscle mass. After puberty, whether you're a man or a woman, you begin to lose about 1% of your bone and muscle strength every year. Strength training also plays a crucial role in disease prevention. Studies show we see improvements in arthritis and blood glucose control. A 2017 study revealed that strength training increased insulin sensitivity by 48%, helping to clear sugar from the blood. Only catch is this training has to be heavy. There must be eccentric muscle damage, meaning it can't just be walking or jogging or even playing sports. Anyone who lifts will know this, but strength training boosts energy levels and improves your mood. It elevates endorphins, acts as an antidepressant, and improves sleep quality. It also translates to more calories burned. Strength training, with its high intensity unlike bodybuilding and other nonsense forms of lifting, can increase average metabolic rate throughout the day by 15%.
After you do resistance training or high-intensity interval training, you get this thing, it's called excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. It's also been referred to as oxygen debt, which I don't actually find to be correct terminology, but the idea is you're exercising at such a high intensity that your body cannot keep up, so you go into an oxygen debt. And then once you cease exercise, your body supercompensates by revving up its metabolism in order to repair itself. Okay, so people have termed this EPOC, or excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. And metabolism goes through the roof, up to 67% just from one 30-second sprint. And you don't get that with steady-state cardio. You get this only with high-intensity interval training and or resistance training. Okay, and this can last up to 72 hours in an untrained person. So the untrained person who's never been under a barbell, who's never done strength training before, or proper strength training where you add weight to the bar every time, or you add more reps, or something gets harder every time, would see a huge benefit from this, especially from a weight loss or body composition standpoint.
No other form of exercise accomplishes all these goals like strength training. Circuit classes, functional fitness, CrossFit, boot camps, Spartan races, triathlons. You know what I say to them? I say, beat it, losers! Now, if your goal is to get better in these activities, that's fine. Do it. Just make sure you're not hindering your training in these activities by neglecting strength. The main reason we don't do these other programs like CrossFit, P90X, or boot camps or circuit training is due to the novice effect. All these programs take advantage of the fact that no matter what program you're doing, you're gonna see some results at first. The problem is your gains stall out fairly quickly, and there's no clear path for long-term muscular fitness. Programs like CrossFit ask you to lift weight and perform advanced multi-joint Olympic lifts while fatigued, which is a recipe for injury.
On balance, CrossFit has been a net positive for this industry. You'd be hard pressed to say that it's all bad. It's not all bad.
I agree.
At least you're going to be exposed to barbell training.
Yes.
And barbell training is extremely important, as we know. The problem comes with the primary philosophy of CrossFit, which nowadays is not being called random. They want to call it constant variation instead of random. But constant variation, see, that can be very, very intellectual. It can be very difficult for stupid people like me to understand. This is all, these things are obviously over my head. But the constant variation is the thing both that is the problem and the thing that makes it popular, because CrossFit is not boring.
The other reason programs like CrossFit and boot camps don't work is because they combine strength and cardiovascular training simultaneously. Researchers from RMIT University worked with well-trained athletes in 2009. They found that combining cardio and resistance training in the same exercise session disrupted genes for anabolism. In layman's terms, they found that combining the two sent mixed signals to the muscle and impairs their ability to adapt to either. They also found that doing cardio before resistance training suppressed hormones like IGF-1 and MGF, and doing cardio after resistance training increased muscle tissue breakdown. So if you must do cardio and resistance training in the same session, make sure you separate them and do cardio after. Okay, the other main problem with programs like CrossFit, P90X, circuit training, and boot camps is the issue of training versus exercise. Training is the process that's specific to the outcome, like losing 20 pounds of body fat or improving your squat to 300 pounds. The point with training is not how you feel after each workout, but what you do in that workout towards achieving your goal. Exercise, on the other hand, means doing something today for the way it makes you feel today. This is the essence of CrossFit. If you're looking to have fun, achieve a novice level of fitness, sweat a lot, perform randomly generated workouts with no progression, and greatly increase the risk of injury and kidney failure, then CrossFit is for you. If, on the other hand, you're looking to maximize strength, hypertrophy, and aerobic capacity, with the short time you have in the gym, you're going to need to be on a traditional strength training program with some high-intensity interval training on the side. Like and subscribe, you bums.